Hope all you swabbies are still awake. Late Night Mega here, and we're back with 47th place. By Beta Sword, it's Cossack's Playground with an average score of 59.5. Well, it looks like one person really liked this, and everyone else kind of had around the same score. So let's see where we fall with this. Oh dear. We're combining auto-scrolling with these things. Okay. That didn't feel too bad. That said, I still don't want to do a ton of that. Enemy from one of the Game Boy Megmans. That is a hot mess up there. Can I fix that? No, I can just, you know, have some super dodging skills. And for our troubles, we get a mystery tank, but we get a little bit of an easier path, too. Oh, you... This music. Oh, is it gonna... Oh, wow. I didn't know these things could be used like this. Just gotta be careful. That's the jump that's hard when you've got auto-scrolling in there. Alright. And this is the other downside with the auto-scrolling. You can't really... I suppose you could checkpoint. But now we have to go through all of this again. You cannot go through it faster. Okay, I'm gonna just try and stay as far ahead of the game as I can. Let's do that. Let's, do this again. I think that looks way more intimidating than what it actually is. Either that or I'm just making it look easy. That was as badly as I could have timed that. Don't be jumping now. Let's just get going on this thing before... Yeah, it's the whole... You gotta let it go forward mostly. Yeah, there we go. And of course, naturally, I died right at the end of the auto-scroll section. Checkpoint, please. There should be a checkpoint on the screen. I have issues with the fact that there's not. Hey there, little bro. Easy. Can I get a checkpoint? Okay. Good enough. So this is feeling a lot like the Mega Man 4 stage, except instead of the... That was rude. Except instead of the... normal Cossack platforms you'd have in the auto-scroller, we have these seesaws to work with. Oh, that is tricky. But I appreciate the challenge here. I think we just always want to be getting on that back one. Oh yeah, these platforms. Okay, bye. Didn't want you anyways. Stay as far ahead of the auto-scrolling as you can. You know, you don't want to get surprised by stuff, but you don't want to get too far behind. Nice having checkpoints after the auto-scrolling. We've got more auto-scrolling. This is upward auto-scrolling. This could become a problem. Don't you things shoot That's not an invitation! Not an invitation to do so. Yeah, I'm just gonna ignore those guys. I will say the enemies and enemy placement in this stage has been very good, providing a fun but fair challenge. I think that kind of wraps up, kind of summarizes the stage. It's a fun and fair challenge. Can get a little frustrating when you have to redo auto-scrolling sections, but you know. Oh yeah, we get a boss from... Aren't you weak to salt water? Yes. Yes, you are. Yeah, I kind of like this stage. I'm going to agree with the, what score was it? The 70? I'm going to agree with the 72 score. At a glance, I like this level. It's a challenging level that is platforming heavy and relies on a moving platform gimmick. Kind of like Kamuso Temple and Citadel Basement. I believe those are references to the second contest, not other stages in this contest. However, while those levels are good and challenging, this one is just frustrating, mainly due to the combination of the auto-scroll being slow and the stage revolving almost entirely around instant death challenges. Well, you just suck at this game. The seesaw and the falling enemies don't work well together. Clearly, you need to watch how I did it. I died, what, twice in this whole stage? And frankly, it just gets obnoxious in the execution of this level. And you're saying the auto-scrolling is slow. It kind of can be, but when you have the seesaws, you don't want auto-scrolling to go faster, otherwise you will just get behind. So you may be saying, well, this is just the fault of the gimmicks, not the design. No. For example, if you wanted to make it less instant death heavy, you could not have every single challenge be over a bottomless pit. Use the auto scroll to maintain pressure, but allow room to make one or two mistakes from the falling enemies. Hey, I made one or two mistakes from falling enemies too. Maybe the last challenge is over nothing, but use that after you become familiar with the gimmicks and how the level works. Don't just throw all the hard challenges at the start. Even keeping the instant death challenges, the difficulty curve is just not where it should be. This level is salvageable, but major sections would have to be redesigned so that the curve can accommodate the gimmicks. At the second auto scroll, you can't just jump back onto the platform if it moves, which is a nitpick, but Now, I'm putting the entire fault on you, Parmesan. Auto-scrollers. How I usually don't like them. To be fair, though, these weren't bad. The biggest gripe I had with the second one were the sharks were falling onto you. I found it quite tricky to get past that section without getting knocked off my platform. Besides that, all you have to do is, see where they're gonna be, and then you can just kind of anticipate that, or I just got insanely lucky, or I'm just insanely skilled. Take your pick, viewers, which of those three you want. Besides that, the auto-scroll speeds were reasonable. I never felt like I was waiting around while nothing was happening. That's true, too. There was always something going on. Good balance. When I first played this level, it made me livid. Screaming at the computer, frothing at the mouth, the works. If that is your reaction to this stage, have I got a stage for you? Yeah. You guys know the one. On reflection, though, what made me so angry isn't that this level is poorly designed or too challenging. Plenty of levels in this contest fit that bill, as you've surely surmised by now. No, what annoyed me about this level is that it's challenging in the most obvious ways possible. Oh, you rolled Autoscroll and Blade Man seesaws in your box. Let's make 3 Autoscrollers, one after the other, where you ride the seesaws over a pit. And then as the level progresses, let's have some enemies fall on you to ramp up the difficulty. Zzz. The only deviation from Gimmick A and Gimmick B used together in the entire level is a featureless room where Proto Man gives you an E-Tank, which only serves to rub in that the only deaths you'll be getting in this level are from falling into a pit. But honestly, once we set aside that, this level takes the most obvious route when it comes to its box. It's kind of fun. Other than the hammerhead section, which is terrible, getting it to fall between the cracks of the seesaw is tricky, and you've got no margin for error with getting hit, given you're inches away from a bottomless pit. That second part's not true. If you get hit and you're somewhere in the middle of the platform, you can take the hit and still be fine. The final section's a highlight. Going up on the seesaws is way more fun than going left or right, but it's also trickier and serves as a great capper to the level. The hand-doos and helipons are a lot easier to deal with than the hammer falls too. Oh, and I'd be remiss if I didn't mention how pretty this level is, despite its simple Mega Man 4 cribbing aesthetic. So yeah, pretty good, but a lot of frustrating and a lot of obvious choices. You want frustrating choices, well, you know. It's really hard to come up with thoughts for this level. It had some decent setups with enemies, and for the most part was pretty alright in that regard, but man, it really was just hopping back and forth on a Blade Man seesaw for a really long time. The last time you go up, but it doesn't really change much else than that. What are you talking about? You had different enemies to deal with as you were going up. I will say that the hammer falls at the first checkpoint are terribly annoying without special weapons, and while it's possible, they cause much more of a problem than I think they should. If one of them decides to land on the seesaw, unless you're positioned very particularly, just make them land on the seesaw part that you're not on, and you're fine. You're pretty much dead. But since you're on an auto-scroller and a seesaw that moves on a rail, it's very difficult to actually manipulate them to not land on your seesaw. So it's really a mess. I can't really cite any specific problems with the rest of the level, because you were just kind of hopping on the seesaw the rest of the time. Alrighty then. Let's see what you have to say, Canopeller. I'm a proud creator of these orb sculptures. Oh, so you did that, okay. I need to do something with all these round bombs I cough up. Funny. Hee, I saw these 2 sculptures and couldn't resist messing with them. It's okay, I'm the gallery director. That makes it okay, okay. Robot thing. This is a quintessential example of pasting a boomerang on someone's forehead to make them look cool. I'll say that looks like Justice Man, or it's Quint. I'm learning how to make round sculptures, but I'm not very good yet. The ones I produce are kinda oblong. And we're at the next... No! Gimmicks I don't care for. That thing, especially, and that thing. Honey Doobie over there. We'll talk to you next time. So for now, I'll take my leave.